First off, rabbis, spiritual leaders, thank you for what you do for our community, the support that you give during the good times, and most importantly, during the troubling times. Without your spiritual guidance and support, our community would not be as strong and as resolved as it is. And I cannot thank you enough to having myself in your place of worship today. I'm going to briefly put up a wall between comments about the horrific day on October 7th and the political realities and the investments in the Israeli bonds. Because my first duty to the taxpayers of Palm Beach County is to make sure that our tax dollars are protected and invested correctly and wisely. To add some context to why we are here today in the announcement, back in 2021, which we just heard from Mark when I took office, I went in front of the Board of the County Commissioners and asked them to raise the threshold for our office to invest in Israeli bonds. I felt that the Israeli bonds were the safest and best investment we can make of a government bond in the entire world at the time, and still do to this day. They were paying a higher rate than our US Treasuries, and again, they are equally as safe in my strong opinion. The County Commission at that time, led by now our great Mayor Maria Sachs, unanimously approved us to up the investment in Israeli bonds from 5% to 10%. Because they were so sought after, there wasn't a big issuance of bonds at that time. When the horrific day happened on October 7th, I got a call from Mark Rubin, who was also joined by our great state attorney, David Ehrenberg. And Mark let me know that some new bonds would be coming out for an issuance. We were the first in the nation to buy bonds, $25 million in October, right after the attacks, which the state followed up that exact day or the day after. So Florida collectively first in. We then, and I will make a long story short, leads us up to what just occurred a little over a week ago. Our total bond holding, which started around 40 million in my first year in office, we now have the largest investment in the entire world in Israeli bonds, at exactly $700 million in Israeli bonds. We were able to up our threshold again based on the County Commission, who unanimously voted several weeks ago to allow our office, and the responsibility falls with me to invest. I have to commend Greg Weiss, who chairs our Finance Investment Committee, Commissioner Sarah Baxter, who made the motion to up the Israeli bond, and again, a unanimous vote. Couldn't be done without the County Commission. So today we stand with $700 million in Israeli bonds. What does that mean? My first year in office, our investment portfolio returned a total of $27 million. That's over close to $5 billion held in investment, 27 million. The investments, which is 15% of our portfolio in this Israeli bonds, will return between 2 and 3 year duration, $84 million to the taxpayers of Palm Beach County. So 15% of our portfolio is almost doing 3 times what the entire portfolio did when I first took office, and Israeli bonds is the reason for that number. Incredible fiduciary move for our residents in Palm Beach County, and proud to help facilitate it with Mark Rubin and the entire Israeli bonds team.